Welcome to the Tone Jerks podcast. I'm your host, Brian Gower, and with me today we got
Kyle McIntyre.
Kyle McIntyre coming at you. Oh, finger guns, man. Oh, Kyle, what's new in your world? What's shaking? What's grooving? What is good?
I guess I guess like a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago, whatever. It's a little while ago, and I didn't bring it up before, but Johnny, our good old friend Johnny.
Oh, Johnny Ray, Johnny Two Guns.
Johnny Ray. I forget what his new name is. Oh, Holden
Johnson.
Yeah. He sent me a little something, which is pretty, sweet of him. So I'm still working on my music and trying to get my, make more songs for my, get my fucking shit together.
Fucking embarrassing.
He sent me a print actually of my album art from Taylor Adams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we got a digital version of that here too. Hold on. So, this is what it looks like. Here's a full screen. It's only a little bit bigger, but it's kind of cool. You can kind of zoom in and look around.
Yeah, with the glossy or whatever of that print.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty detailed. He did a really good job.
Damn, it's crazy. And so, I don't know. I gotta find a frame for it. Figure out where it's gonna go. Probably in here. Mm-hmm. But I'm pretty fortunate that Johnny sent that. It's pretty cool. He had a couple of those left, and Johnny just kind of did it as like a thank you. You didn't give me anything, but Johnny did. So.
Yeah, no, I got you that San Diego magnet for your fridge. That was the first thing I gave you when I walked in the door.
You don't remember that?
Hello.
Well, thanks. Thank you so much for that.
Every day.
I do. I have it on my fridge. I never have used it.
And I left a big old fucking dookie in the toilet every day.
Yeah. At my house?
Yeah. You
just let a fucking Duke sit there, steep all day?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what the smell is.
Oh, man. Kyle, Texas stinks. I upper deck your toilet. Hey, Kyle, fucking Texas. PU.
Fucking rot. Yeah, fucking rotten.
What was the joke or whatever talking about? Whatever, being in Texas. I'm like, well, I mean, what's Texas lifestyle? Not having a solid shit for 4 days when you're there?
It's like soft service every fucking day.
Oh, I guess that was just me.
It's like, you don't have to eat that shit. We could eat something better.
I know, it was good.
But you do bring up a good point. There's no like salad bars, There's no like soup plantation. There's no like health food. Like, would you rather have a wrap, or would you want 4 pounds of beef? Well, fuck. I mean,
I'm sure if you go to Austin, the city, you can find
there is
shit like that.
It's a great spot actually to go to. Kava. I think I've talked about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
clean you out.
Oh yeah.
Fibrous.
Yeah. You get and then you get the spicy beef, and then it's like it's fibrous movement, but it's like fucking hot as it comes out too.
Yeah.
So, it's good. It's like a hot knife. It's like it's clean.
Yeah.
It's like a tunneler just going.
Yeah. Hot knife through my ass.
Yeah, that's not a good visual.
My ass.
Yeah. So Johnny got me that print. I really like it. So obviously, I commissioned that artwork. I don't know if it's been a while since I've talked about it, but I commissioned that artwork through Taylor. He's got a Instagram page, which I think is
Taylor Art.
Taylor Adams. Yeah,
something.
It's on this thing. It's literally Taylor C. Adams.
Okay.
So
on Instagram and stuff. Yeah.
On Instagram, hit him up if you guys have ideas for whatever. I don't know. He does. I've seen him do beer labels. He does like the actual artwork for bands and T-shirts and just really cool stuff. So. Yeah. He's done pedals, obviously, too, for
Deep Space
devices.
He does the artwork for the pedals and their T-shirts that they have at Deep Space.
Yeah.
He's a real ass dude.
Yeah, both of those guys are.
He's cool. I mean, he's funny. He's a freaking psycho. He's a real ass dude.
You don't even know.
Yeah.
No. I guess another thing I got. You had sent me like a screenshot of a dude that you follow on Instagram, or a top on Instagram, I guess. Well, while we're on the subject,
Do you remember the dude's name?
Heinrich.
Yeah.
Heinrich Haller.
Yep. Henrik Harrell. So HenrikHarrell. So
worth following.
Yes.
By the way,
it's some random dude. I think I saw him on like Tone Jerk's feed or whatever. He was always post like good deals on plugins or free plugins. And then so I'm like, I followed him on my personal because I'm like, oh, okay, I just want to know about deals. So every once in a while he'll pop up. I'm like, who the fuck? Why am I following this dickhead? And then I'm like, oh, that's why. For the deals and steals.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like you have like 3 days to get this plugin for this price. And he'll let you know. I don't know what, or if he's affiliated or what. Yeah.
I think he has some affiliate. I've seen some affiliate links that he has through like not Waves, but some other suppliers.
Mm-hmm.
Plugin Alliance or something.
Yeah.
So he's got some affiliate links, which, whatever. I'm sure he makes a little back from it, but
something just wet his beak on.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a real dude posting, helping out the little guy.
Yeah, so I sent you the screenshot of this like
plugin
bundle, and it had like the Ampeg Classic head on it, like the Blue Series. I'm like, oh, I know Kyle wants a Ampeg plugin.
Yeah,
it's free, so it might be worth it.
Yeah, and I really haven't even tried those other plugins yet. There's a bunch that come with it.
Yeah, it's like 6 or 7 plugins that come with it.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like if you gotta be careful though, because the at least through Windows, the plugin Alliance, because the way these work is basically you download it to their like installer program. At least how Windows does it. And then you have to then get the license in that, and then you can put it into your the file that the DAW will actually pull from as the VST, right? So, but there were a bunch that were listed. I was like, oh, I'll just check them all, and it's like, oh, did you want to buy all these? I'm like, no, I wanted just the ones I fucking downloaded. Yeah. And I looked, I'm like, oh, there's a couple in here that aren't, they have asterisks next to them
that you didn't buy, but to install it, you had to have the. And I think a lot of them are like that. And I didn't know Waves is like that. And I did get the same plugin bundle because I'm like, I have a bunch of like plugins, but you could always have more for free. So that's how they get you. Is like you got to they're being sneaky.
Yeah, they're being a little sneaky. So like you can. It's like I thought, oh wow, the whole Ampeg suite is there. So like the SVT3 Pro, the VR Classic. I'm like, oh cool. So I went to download it. It's like, whoa.
It's like
I'm like, oh. It's just that 1 amp.
Money in my hand. Yeah.
So.
Where it's like, okay, cool. But yeah, I know you were, I texted it to you and I'm like, this could be cool or it could be bullshit. I don't know. It looks like it's free though. And then you're texting him like, it's not free. It's $599. And then there was like a little, you just keep scrolling and then put the input, like the promo code or whatever into it. And then $599 and then $599 off. With this code. I'm like, these are just made up numbers, just like with what was it? The plugin bundle that you were looking at for
through like Native Instruments or whatever.
$13,000.
Save $13,000. But I'm like, no.
You made that number up.
I can save that by not following your bullshit right now.
Yeah. I know Waves does that too, where it's like none of their plugins are more than $30.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, $129 value. And it's like for $20 or $29. I'm like, and then they're perpetually on sale. They're never gonna. They're like never gonna have most of the plugins aren't gonna be $129. They're always gonna be about $30 to $25. I'm like, you make it. Like, look how great this deal is. Got to get it today, guy. No, my guy. Yeah.
Well, with what I noticed with when I went to download mine, is it added like two to the cart. That's why I was having problems because I saw it automatically added the promo code. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, well it's already in there, but it's still charging me $500. That's why I was like, or $600. That's why I was like, hey Brian, this isn't fucking free. And then you're like, oh fuck. And I'm like, I deleted everything and went back through and added to the cart. I'm like, okay, there's only one there now. Okay, that's what was wrong. And then I went through. I'm like, perfect.
Yeah, they're just trying to get you to sneak in more shit.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened because I only clicked it once.
Yeah, so I did the same one, and then I sent it to Brian Rash as well. And I know that there's, I think, the Shadow Hills mastering a plugin.
Yeah.
That's the one that Brian's like, oh shit, this is great. And I'm like, I sent it, I'm like, Kyle just says the bass plugin is great, so it's worth it for free. So
yeah.
And there's a Focusrite, a preamp section in there too. So I'm like, okay, if you want a channel strip, that's kind of cool. So again, follow that guy, Henrik Harrell, and he's posting a bunch of cool shit. So and they're timely too. So you gotta. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, go for it.
Yeah, they're time sensitive, so you got to. Sometimes they're like, you have 4 days to do it. So,
damn.
But there's always seems to be something new. So, if you're looking to get into plugins for recording or helping your audio, shit like that, that might be a good guy to follow. I'm not affiliated with him at all. I found him, and I'm like, oh, that seems to work. And I like free, I like money, so I want to keep my money.
So what I was saying is that the plugin is really great. I mean, it's like I have to spend a lot of time, I guess, dialing in bass sound. I guess I shouldn't say a lot of time. I have to do a lot more amp tweaks to the ones I have in my, like the built-in bass amp.
Ones for a reason.
Yeah, and it's fine. Like I enjoy the way it sounds, right? And I kind of was just doing like a side by side, have the same plugin, same waveform, just bypass or and I'm like, okay, well, I can hear a difference. Like there's more bass, actual like bass tone and like warmth, not like it's real tube. It's a real fake tube in there.
Yeah.
But it does sound more like an SVT.
It's more what you're aiming towards.
Yeah.
It's based off an Ampeg. And you're like, I like Ampeg. So does everybody.
Yeah.
So might as well just go with this plugin.
Yeah, exactly. And I still like the way my other bass tone sounds. So I think I'll jump back and forth between depending on the songs, just kind of mix it up. But I do like, it's easy to dial in is basically what I'm getting at. Mm-hmm. So like there's a couple, the way the VST works is you have like the user interface, right? And then you can actually just click the preset on the front, or you can open the actual plugin and then actually turn knobs and stuff after you kind of figure it out. But just the preset without messing with anything is pretty good. I like just turn up the drive still. It's like, well, fuck. I mean, give me that.
Yeah.
And then have a pedal on probably still too, but but
having more options for all these things is good, especially one that's like it's worth it and it costs you nothing.
Exactly. I'm like, well, shit. Should I get the rest of them? I'm like, we'll run with this for a while. I'm not I'm not like Hans Zimmer, like making productions and shit. So
I really do. I think I got it for super cheap back in the day. I got this program on a disc. That's how long I've had it. And I know my buddy Ivan, he swore by it too. I got it for like $20.
Floppy disk?
Not a CD. So a compact disc. And it had the program on it. That's how old, it was IK Multimedia Ampeg Suite. And it was, had, the B15, had SVT4, had Classic, and then had like 4 or 5 different cabs, something like that. I think it maybe also had a B2R, which why would you use that? Anyways. But it had like 4 bass amps and like 4 or 5 different cabs. Awesome, great sounding plugin for bass. And so I don't think it's $20 anymore, but if you're liking what you have now, I'd say just stick with it. So, and it used to be a standalone, but I think now you have to get Amplitube is the plugin.
Oh.
And you buy different amps for Amplitube.
Oh god.
So the way it just updated or upgraded to the newest one or whatever. So I had to get Amplitube that comes free with it includes a couple amps. You're like, okay, cool. Who cares? But in order to use your the legacy stuff, like with the Ampeg, you had to get that. And I'm like, it still sounds great. Cool. But mainly if I'm going to record, it's just going to be with the Fractal Or there's something cool with the Apollo, which was not free, but included with the Apollo was a plugin, is an Ampeg plugin and a Marshall plugin. So there's a 1/4-inch cable on the front of the interface I can plug in, and it goes, and I can set up an amp. And they're pretty good sounding. Like, you know, you just got to do some tweaking, and you're like, just for a demo, like I don't even want to plug in and set up and try and dial in a tone or whatever. I can just plug directly into that thing, and I'm like, oh, cool. So if you're setting up a song, that's cool. So I think for you too, it's like eventually when, you know, I get you your Sans amp back, that could be another option too. It's like, oh, maybe I'll do 2 tracks, a Sans amp and then a DI with the plugin, you know?
Well, okay. While you're talking, I'm on Ampeg's website, and they have the SVT suite that you can download from here. It says free. It's a free download.
Well, then get that one too.
Well, okay, let me see what it lists here. 3 coveted SVT bass amplifiers, 8 diverse bass speaker cabinets, microphones, adjustment. Okay, so it seems like it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Shit. I just don't want it to be a virus. I mean, it is the official website, and it's got like the security badge on it.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, so it's a HTTPS website.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. So getting free plugins, you can always maybe follow people,
shop around,
look out for deals, and yeah, that one was pretty good. Because like I said, I sent it to Brian, and he was like, "Oh, he's always looking for easy, good, plugin for bass." I was like, "Okay, cool. Yeah. If Kyle likes it, then I'm sure it's good." And then he looked at some of the other ones, like, "Oh, damn, that mastering compressor deal, that's pretty good." He's like, "Thanks for letting me know." I'm like, "Follow the guy on Instagram." You know?
Yeah, he posts all the time, actually.
Yeah, at least one a day. You don't have to get all of them, but if you see something that you like, I'm like, okay, fine, might be worth it.
Yeah, it makes me like, fuck. Because I mentioned earlier, I don't have my debit card yet. It's in the mail. It's almost here.
Yeah.
But I'm like, all this stuff, I'm like, oh, shit, I want to get that. It's like, hurry up before the 30th. I'm like, oh, you're probably...
Yeah.
I don't really need any of this stuff, really. But that Ampeg definitely was cool to come across, so I really appreciate it.
Yeah, that's cool. I did. I mean, not to jump onto my what's new.
No,
it's adjacent. Like, that guy also posted like just a link letting you know that the Solid State Logic has the Essentials bundle. So I'll let our listeners know too, if they are into recording and plugins. Some aren't, but the Solid State Logic, so SSL Essentials plugin bundle. So it's the channel strip and the bus compressor. They're like valued at like $480, whatever. They're great, but like, yeah. This is the version 2, so the newer one.
Yeah.
They're for $50 on the solidstatelogic.com website, I guess. But he's just kind of let you know, like, hey, they're running the sale until like the 30th, so jump on it. And so I jumped on that, and because it was like about 2 years ago, or maybe a year or so ago, Nate from House of Music San Diego, he kind of was in like the thread with Just In Case, and he's like, hey man, there's this like pretty sweet plugin bundle, and I'm like, oh, there's no code or anything, you just get it for $50 until this day, or like for a limited time. And I'm like, all right, cool. And I kept forgetting about it, and just kind of was like, I saw it when I was at work. I'm like, yeah, fucking who cares? I'll get it. I'll definitely remember that after work, and I get home. I'm like, I'm not paying attention to shit. And then I missed that plugin like sale, and then I got shot back up to, $450. And Brian bought it, and he says, it's amazing, it's awesome, it's great, this is a great plugin. Both of those, and I'm like, fuck, I missed out. So this time I was like even Glenn Fricker and Fluff did videos. I'm like, he's like, we didn't get these for free. And like Fluff is like, I didn't get it for free. I got it for $50. And I'm like, it's awesome. And I'm like, damn it.
Fucking Glenn Fricker.
And even Fluff. And I'm like, damn it, I missed out on that one. So when I saw this, that they Solid State Logic was going to do that same one again, but for their updated versions, I'm like, I'm jumping on it. So I bought it. $49.99.
Nice.
And I'm like, okay, totally worth it. So, Yeah, and that guy, I think he just posted something on his page or whatever, just saying, hey, these are going on sale. It's like, I'm not affiliate. There's no codes to put in. It's like, get it until this time. So, yeah. So that one wasn't free, but I'm like, I knew just from what I've heard of like just firsthand experience from Brian. He says like, it's totally worth it. Get it. So,
damn.
Anyways.
I had one more what's new. So I've been playing, I guess I kind of jumped into playing video games again.
Yeah.
Started, I had Ian hit me up the other day. He's like, do you have No Man's Sky? And I'm like, I do. I have that. And I've talked about that game. It's pretty amazing. I've only played, so it's like a space survival game, basically. Is how you kind of look at it, where you have to like put things together to make certain elements and build things or refuel your, you have to like, you're trying to survive.
Yeah.
I've only played it on like the creative mode, which has no, like you can't die, basically. Yeah. It's like playing with cheat codes.
Yeah.
I've been known to do that.
Yeah.
Just saying. It's like, you don't have to refuel your jet, your spacecraft if you don't get hurt. Like I said, you don't have to bundle anything. You just explore, which is great. 'Cause when he joined that game, and I was just like, hey, we're flying across the galaxy. So he got on like my freighter, and we just like went super far. And when I joined his game, it's like, yo, this is pretty tough. You're about to die. Like it's like, you need oxygen. Oh, well, fuck. Let me just go find some oxygen.
All these like things on your screen. Like, wait, this game is a challenge?
I've been playing for like 3 hours. I'm still in the fucking tutorial.
Yeah.
That's how tough this game is.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you need to make this new element. You have to put it in this refiner that you have to build. You have to build that refiner, which you have to find parts to build that refiner for. It's like, I'm like, fuck. I'm just like, I'm going crazy, but I'm having fun. I've gone back to my creative mode, and I'm like, okay, I think I'm ready to go back to like the death game. So it's like, where it's like you feel, and it
like
it feels like you have a grasp on something. Like, oh fuck, man, I just built a building. Like I'm fucking golden. And then it's like, hey, you're all out of resources. If you don't have anything, you're gonna die. We're back on that train again. So, and he's doing the same thing. He's on like the same planet, or what's cool is we can still talk to each other, but he's like flying around. He's farther. He's like a couple levels ahead of me, but he's like, oh, I'm going to a different planet to whatever. Because you're following like a guide, basically. It's telling you what to do. Like, there's an ancient ruin on a different planet. You have to go get. So there's a storyline to this game, but what's crazy is just how vast it is. Mm-hmm. It is amazing. So it is currently right now the largest game in existence.
Gotcha. I think I remember you playing.
We've talked about it.
I think I was like at your place. It's like you were showing me the game, and it's like you just like light speed to different planets. You're like so far away. And it's like, what do you do? I was like, oh, you kind of just explore. It's pretty chill. I'm like, but the real game is like, it's like,
fuck yeah, it's stressful as hell.
You can't light speed and just forever just to go to somewhere else. It's like, no, you have to conserve fuel. the real game.
Or it's like, would you like to send this stranger your coordinates? You're like, sure. It's like, you are now been flagged for. Anyways, like enemy starts coming at you, like flying in, like, fuck, I thought they were cool. You're like, no, you're gonna die. That's the whole. It's like everything's trying to kill you. Like, if you don't have oxygen, you die. If you don't have sodium, you die. You have to like feed different part. Like, if you don't have your jet, like your spaceship has to have not only fuel to come off the planet, it has to be able to fly, and then it has to go warp speed. So you have to have different fuel for each step. Oh, and I'm like, I didn't know that before. So he's laughing while I'm like, oh great, yeah, we need to have fuel for that one too. I guess I'm just like going through the motions. Anyways, it's fun. It's just it's a lot of like, and I'm not really good at those games too.
It's more intense game.
A lot of people play those survival games, which I've watched people play them, where it's like you're stranded on a desert island, you're trying to survive. This is like, not exactly like, it's just different, where you have, everything's trying to kill you, and everything, you just have to mine for all these different minerals. And anyway, it's a fun game. I probably didn't sell it, but it is.
So that's what you're playing that.
That's what I've been doing. Yeah,
stressing yourself out.
Yeah, I haven't put too much time into it, but I guess putting like 4 hours is quite a bit.
Your body's all tensed up. You're like,
it's not that bad.
No,
it's just like, oh, great. What else? The warning comes on the screen. Yep. What am I doing this time? That's all you're doing is like you're just doing maintenance on everything. And then you get like a resource and like you put it into your thing to bring your levels up on, let's say, your engine. It's like, it gives you like an 8th. Like, oh, great. I just mined for like 5 minutes and that's all I got. Now I got to do that 20 more times to get off this godforsaken rock.
Just grinding.
Because you get stranded.
Yeah.
And you come across people that are stranded on, like they're NPCs, right? They're non-player characters where they're like, they're just stranded on the planet. And you're like, fuck you. I don't care. Bye. I'm trying to get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
You're like,
just fucking, yeah.
Fuck you.
So, anyways, it's been fun. Been playing with Ian.
Yeah.
I said that I had one. Anyways, I'm still doing gardening stuff. I actually ripped up some bushes out the front of the house. I don't know if you remember seeing them when you were here last. God awful. They're the same bushes you see in San Diego, everywhere. It's like the stereotypical, like, I don't even know what they're called. No one knows what they're called. They're just
bushes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the basic skin when you buy a house.
Yeah.
It's those bushes,
Yeah.
So, ripping them out, we're putting, leveling the ground and putting some weed cloth in there. And, I'm going to have the best looking fucking garden. All right. I think I said this last time. In all of Texas. No, at least on this block.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Yeah.
That's my what's new. What do you got?
Let's see. I guess besides the plugins, yesterday, for the band, we have a song that we recorded maybe a year or so ago. So, that we haven't released yet. But it's like, you're kind of sitting on something for so long that you're like, well, we could make this better. We can make this better. Because, like, it's all digital and you just, re-record parts. And we're like, okay, there's vocals to the song that, like, Adam's like, okay, I'm not the most happy with that. And I'm like, okay, well, it shouldn't be too hard to do. And then Ryan's like, okay, well, if you're going to do them, I had to redo mine. And so I'm like, okay, it's not, then the thing is, they're not like plain tracks where there's like 20 vocals. I think
shut up.
There were 4 vocal tracks for Adam to do, and I think 4 for Brian. So I'm like, okay, it shouldn't take that long. And then it's like, okay, when you're sitting on the song and you've heard it so many times, I think it's over a year old. And we're like, okay, well, how much of a difference is it going to make? Because it was something that was like a song that I think they were both of them were writing lyrics as they were like, all right, wrote it a couple days ago, let's sing it. And then now it's like, oh, we've been playing it for so long. And now it's like, oh, you kind of get a little bit more comfortable with it. And then, so Adam came over and then we re-recorded the vocals and it made such a huge difference. I'm like, wow, this sounds so much better than the previous one because we're so used to hearing that track. I'm like, not that he did a poor job before, but I'm like, oh, we're able to kind of like really focus on parts. And then for me, even just engineering it, I'm like, oh, I think I tried something different. Whereas I used the SM7, the same guy, but I took the foam off of it. Because I guess the last vocals that I did, I'm like, I'll just leave it on there. And I'm like, maybe that's not the best for singing.
Should I do it when we're recording? Just
no, but I mean, for what we're doing podcast, this is the way to go. But for vocals, I see people. I think I watched Colt Caparoon and even like Recording Studio Loser. He was like, oh yeah, just take these things off, and then because you're gonna have a pop filter anyways, which I do. So I have one of these guys. So these Stedman ones.
Yeah.
So it's metal. So basically, like it's really tiny. So it's better than like there's little tiny little tiny holes here.
I want to slap him. Look at that guy. He's look at a smug little bastard. I just want to be like, where's Dustin? Where's my Dustin?
My Sweetwater rep, Adam.
Yeah, dude looks like he's wearing a sweater vest.
He probably
looks like his mom dressed him. He's saying
he's nice. He's a nice.
This
boy.
guy looks like he forgot it was picture day.
No, he looks like he knows it's picture day and he's showing up correct. He's like, this is my Sunday best.
Yeah.
This is my Sweetwater best.
I was trying to bring up mine, but I couldn't remember my login. But mine dude, he's got a smirk on his face too. Like, fucking try something.
I think somebody posted once in like 60 cycle. I'm like, man, this guy looks like a male model. I'm like, this guy is very buff, and he's like, you can tell his face is chiseled, like those memes of like, damn, this guy. Why is
he's the Chad?
Yeah, he's Chad, and he's got long hair. I'm like, damn, this is a good looking dude. I want to suck his dick. No,
shit, I can't help myself.
I can't. How about a hey? So, anyway,
Stedman.
I got this Stedman. So this is a metal pop filter for vocals. So it's not like the pantyhose one, like the fabric kind of deal.
The nylon.
Yeah, where that thing got gross, and we used that for years. And then I got this one, and it's nicer because it's like a grate, and then it's angled in a certain way, so your breath is going to be pointed. If you breathe through it, it points the air down, so not. So then
you turn it at an angle.
Yeah, so you want it pointed. So it goes right to the microphone. Anyway, so I'm like, oh, I already have a pop filter. Why do I need another foam thing? And it made it so much clearer. I'm like, really crisp. So it's like I took a blanket off my amp. Kind of that whole idea.
Damn.
But the vocals, yeah, if you're recording like singing vocals, yeah, just take the pop filter off of these SM7s. I'm like, oh, it really opens it up. So
I need a pop filter, dude.
Yeah, get one.
How much was that thing?
I think it was
$69.
$70.
Oh,
it was a good amount of money. So like I said, or you can just get the nylon ones, but might as well just get a metal one that you can actually clean, and you use it pretty much, forever.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lick it, but there's gonna be some spit on that bitch.
Oh yeah, no, and I bet on the nylon ones that you and I both shared, we spit all over that fucking thing.
Yeah, but then you let it dry, and then it's fine. There's no more bacteria.
Well, that fucking stinks and festers. And then I put it in my dark closet.
There's fucking mushrooms growing off of it.
Yeah. They're like, oh man, I'm getting high, dude. Yeah, no, it was something that I'm like, oh, it totally helped, like, with his vocals, and also him being more confident and just like having a better take. And then just from like I said, my perspective of like the engineer, I'm like, oh, let's try this instead. I'm like, oh, that totally worked out. But I was happy with it. So it's kind of like, you have your little recording ideas, and it was something that's like, this could not be worth it, but let's just do it anyways. And we listen. I'm like, there's no plugins on that damn thing. It sounds so much better than the one that had plugins and shit on it, to compress and EQ and all that shit. So yeah, so that was a recording yesterday. This past week, I took a couple days off, and my sister was in town with the kids, and as a family went to Disneyland. So it was my sisters and my mom. And I not a big fan of Disneyland. Last time I went was like a decade ago, and I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm like, yeah, I can totally go again. I'm like, if I don't ever go again, I'd be fine. I'd be totally fine. It wasn't terrible. And like I said, I'm like, I had fun when I was there, but I'm like, dude, going during spring break, not the move. So fucking busy, because that's the only time you can take the kids out of school. The next time I'm like, fuck,
dude, those kids don't need to learn shit.
That's what
Look at me, man. Look at me. I achieved my dreams already, dude. I'm where I want to be.
You see this? I got a guitar on the ground, dude.
Dude, yeah, I got fucking 3 of them. What?
Yeah. And then I'm like, no, next time we got to take the fucking just kids out of school, and then just like, we go during the week. That's the plan. Like it wasn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
We used to go. Hold on.
Yeah.
We used to go to was it Magic Mountain?
Yeah.
Like a couple days before Christmas, and there was like nobody there.
Okay, that's a good.
Fucking
move.
Great. Yeah.
Disneyland. Last time I went, and like I said, it was years ago, like 2013, something like that.
Yeah.
And went during October, so they kind of have that like Halloween stuff going on, Nightmare Before Christmas and shit like that. And like you go just randomly during the week. I'm like, it's cool out, the weather's nice, and there's nobody there. I'm like, that's a move. I'm like, that's what we gotta do next time. Just like fucking take the kid out of school. Fuck, who cares?
Yeah, you don't get to ride the ride you want to do. You just sit. You spend all the time in line.
Yes, exactly. did ride that Incredibles roller coaster. That was a lot of fun, actually. Well, the line was like 45 minutes, so that's
okay.
It's a long time.
It's pushing it,
but it's not 2 hours long like some of the other ones.
Damn.
Like, holy shit, who would wait 2 hours just for a fucking like 5-minute ride? People do.
Are they still doing fast pass and that shit?
No,
or what?
No.
Damn.
So, but yeah, when I was saying earlier, kind of teasing about you being all tensed up, because I haven't ridden a roller coaster in forever. Riding that roller coaster, I'm like, oh my fucking shit.
You're like gritting your teeth.
Like I'm like, holy shit.
You're a children's amusement park.
Yeah,
screaming,
holy fuck! And I realized I'm like, I was all tensed up, and my legs were tensed up, and I'm like, oh my,
cramping.
Fucking my legs hurt. And I'm like, oh, because I was like a ball of nerves on that ride.
Where was that one? Was that at California Adventure?
California Land. Yeah.
That's what they call it, California Land?
California. I thought so. Disney California Land.
It was California Adventure.
Yeah, it was the California part. Whatever you want to call it, dude.
All right. Sorry, dude.
Fucking.
I don't live there anymore. I don't know anything
dude, I don't
about
even know what California is. Dude.
It's just like
it's a foreign country. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it was super busy. I'm like, that's not the time to go. It's okay. Like, it was fun to kind of be with my family, and then the kids, they loved it. But, well, I mean, one of them did. The other one's like 1 year old. He doesn't know what the hell's going on.
They really loved it.
He doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
He liked the Ferris or merry-go-round. He liked that. At least he was smiling, so I'm assuming he liked it. And then he just
smiling with terror.
Yeah, and then some other time he just cries. It's fun. It is funny because I'm like, speaking of like ball and nerves, sometimes it's like if my sister like leaves the room, he tenses up. He's like, wait, oh, I'm gonna cry. He's like, because my other sister was holding him, and then she like kind of leaves the room for a second. He's like, oh, she's gone forever. And I'm like, she's coming right back. And he's basically you're holding him. He's like, oh no, mom's
happening. It's
mom's gone. I'm like, you've probably seen her leave hundreds of times already, and you're not even a year old yet. He doesn't know that. He doesn't care. He's like, oh, all right. Time
so how much does it cost to get a newborn in there?
You just sneak them in. No, it costs nothing. Yeah.
Really? Okay. When does it start costing money?
I think I have no idea.
Like 5 or something.
Something like that. But
younger.
Yeah, it was.
Man, I'd be trying to get money off of everybody. So, ma'am, you're pregnant. We have to charge you.
Yeah, we have to charge you for that one.
Sir, you're pregnant.
You have 2 people on a ride. You definitely can't be pregnant and ride a roller coaster. I don't think.
I bet you could.
I wouldn't think so. I don't know. What the hell do I know? I'm not a doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
But yeah, so Disneyland, I could take it or leave it. I think it was something about like, I mean, I think I've said this a bunch. I say this a bunch of times, and it sounds like harsher than it is. But like I said, I'm like, if I never went again, I'd be fine. Like if I died never going ever again, I'd be totally fine. And then somebody says like there was a song on the radio. I'm like, hey, how do you? It was somebody. It was Wonderwall was playing on the radio. I'm like, how do you feel about Wonderwall? I'm like, I really don't mind. The song. I'm like, because I know it's a meme.
Yeah.
But also, I'm like, if I never heard the song again, I'd be totally fine. And people's like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, why? He's like, Jesus. I'm like, but
you're
it's
on
true.
You're on both sides of the spectrum.
Like, it's fine. But if I never heard it again, it's like Disneyland it was okay. And if I never went, that'd be fine.
What about Disney World? Are you ever wanting to go there?
No.
Fuck that.
I mean, I know, was it Joe? He loves that shit. He goes all the time.
Yeah.
And I've never been to Florida, but isn't it super hot out there? Like mud.
It's humid. Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't want to be swimming to rides.
Stupid.
Like
I'm just I'm in slight humidity, slight heat, so I mean I should say it'll be there, but
yeah,
I feel like it's something you get used to, like the not that you ever stop sweating, you just kind of I'm sweating.
I am now a sweaty bastard.
Instead of like I'm dying, you're like this is just what happens.
It's like you're like a Pokemon evolving. Kyle has evolved to the sweaty, muggy Kyle. It's just, your forehead's sweaty, your pits are sweaty. I'm like, this is me now.
Yeah. Good luck.
This is my going out attire.
This is my going to town.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, no, I'd be stoked to maybe go see some of those parks. I don't know. Universal Studios would be cool.
That's Florida?
Yeah, they have one in Florida. They also have one
California, right?
in Hollywood, whatever.
Yeah.
Pasadena or Burbank, whatever.
Yeah.
Never went to that though when I was there. But
and then is there shit in Texas? Like isn't Six Flags over there?
Yeah, there's Six Flags here. I think it's in San Antonio. I think it's in San Antonio. I don't know. I'm not gonna look it up right now. But
not really a theme park guy.
No,
we could basically start it there. I'm not a theme park guy. Yeah. Although with my sister's kids went to Legoland. That was actually pretty sweet. And then went to Disneyland in the past year. So me saying I'm like, I'm not one, but I've been twice. Yeah.
There's 2 Six Flags here. Holy shit. I did look it up, by the way.
Yeah.
There's one I'm in the middle of 2 of them.
Oh my God.
God, dude.
To the victor go the spoil.
There's one in San Antonio, and then there's also one in Arlington.
Okay.
But San Antonio's way closer.
Yeah.
So. But they're closed right now, dude.
God, just start.
It's fucking 11:30.
Wally World style. And just fucking take one of your guns and like, we're riding the ride.
Take one of the security guards hostage. That's how it works. They don't shoot you.
Yeah. They definitely don't have guns because I have one. I'm the good guy with a gun.
Yeah.
I hold an innocent person hostage so you can ride a ride.
Yeah. That's when you become the bad guy.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Oh, dude, it's closer to my house than it is. Damn, dude,
it's
not that far away.
You mean you're closer to San Antonio than I am in San Diego? No,
sorry.
That's wild.
What I was trying to say is actually it's on the north side of San Antonio. It's even closer than where I thought San Antonio was.
Cool.
It's north by like 20 miles, so it's actually pretty close. Dude, this is sick, dude. My day keeps getting better.
Oh my God. God bless us.
I'm never gonna go there. Researching shit I'm never gonna do. Cool. I can't fit in any of those rides anyways. I couldn't do it when I was like smaller and skinnier. Yeah. Well, skinnier. Less of what I am now. It's not. That's never been anything to describe me. But yeah, I always had problems getting in those things. They're like, the standing coasters were probably okay, but then when the ones that you actually like your knees are up against like the fiberglass of
because you're fucking tall as shit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Brian, that's the problem. Wink, double wink. Thanks, man.
Well, like I could get the bar down and click it, I felt safe in there, but your knees up against like the front, there's no padding.
Yeah.
Why would they put padding where your knees would be if you're like 6'4"?
Yeah.
If you're 5 foot, you're perfect. But my knees would go
you're just one of those 5 guys.
Just bruise the shit out of my knees. Anyways.
Cruising for a bruise.
I'm sure like Justin Sveck? He's got some story. He's tall as hell. I think he's like 6'9" or something.
Holy shit.
I doubt he can fit into there.
Yeah.
That's a rumor online at least. A lot of guys talking about how big he is.
Really? Okay. Big boy. I like that.
I like big boys.
I want my boys to be fucking huge.
I want them big as
I want them to be a fucking problem.
All right.
You see him walking down the street, you're like, oh shit, I need to cross the other way.
He's tall.
Where on the streets?
I don't know how big he is, but he's tall.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, so this is a topic we kind of came up with today, like a little quick. That's enough for the What's News. Okay, so quick topic here. So you found this on Instagram. I'm gonna share a screen here. Got a picture, screenshot here. It's on Instagram. Let's see. Yeah. We got this company called Vintage Logos, vintagelogos.com. They have
all right, hold on. Already the name vintagelogos.com.
So custom drum heads and guitar grill graphics. We rock at getting you and your band noticed and remembered. Vintagelogos.com. So
I want to rock.
Well, I don't think it's a terrible idea. It's just the artwork that they chose was like this skull in front of like a fire pit or like a bunch of like hell. It's like
A fire pit, not just like it's like at the beach.
Yeah, I guess your flames. You got a bunch of flames that it's like superimposed in front of, and then it's like, oh yeah, you can put this on a deluxe reverb amp. Like, replace the grill cloth with that, which is like, that's not the right amp. It's not it's not a cool looking logo. Maybe you think it is cool. You might as well just get a fucking Punisher skull and put that on there. You know? And then, people are ripping it in the comments like, Jesus Christ, that's not the right amp, and what a shitty graphic. But it's not a terrible idea to put, because you sent it to me, I'm like, okay, what a dumb
yeah, that's what originally caught me was like, what the like, they're just trying to grab everyone. I have a problem with flames on anything. Like, people put it on guitars, cars. Tattoos. Now we're doing it on amps. Fuck, was it?
Tattoos,
yeah. Those it's like very stereotypical.
It's very like kind of like late 90s.
And like whoever made that graphic was like, fuck it, flames, and what goes flames? Fucking dead people. Fucking put a skull on it.
And it's like it's a vectored skull in front of like a photorealistic flame. So it's like, what a shit logo or whatever thing you wanted, custom amp grill cloth printed, and then you put that on your Fender Deluxe Reverb amp. That's not the amp that would be for that. I don't see somebody.
What would be the amp for that, by the way?
I would say like, I don't know, a PV half stack or something.
Yeah.
Or like a Marshall HDFX.
Yeah. Yeah, the Marshall. The bullshit. The worst Marshall.
The one where the guy's like, oh, I have a Marshall half stack.
I have a Marshall, yeah.
Yeah, you do. You're correct. Yes, you do have. Anyways, let's move on. So it'd be a half stack cab for sure. So I don't know. Pick your poison. So it's either going to be like a PV or fucking Black Star. Probably Black Star.
If you're or the Panama ones. The
starting
ones
to get, starting to get serious. So Black Star kind of deal, which is not a bad amp. But if you're playing metal, that's kind of what you're thinking. Like, I highly doubt somebody who's like, oh, I'm in a surf rock band. Can I have a flaming skull?
Or 2 flaming skulls, please.
2 flaming skulls, please. Flaming Moes. Yeah. 2 flaming skulls. Or somebody who's in like, I don't know, some garage like or rock band or what the hell, like whatever, some like, jangly rock band or whatever type of shit. Think of like the bands where people have their guitars and they're playing them underneath their like they're basically like a necktie kind of thing, and they're playing. That's how they play. It's like,
damn,
they're not. That's who's playing a deluxe reverb or country guys. So somebody other things.
What a shitty I mean,
the graphic just does not work for that amp, and I'm sure
they threw it together. They threw that shit together, but if they're gonna throw something together for you, it better not look like that. It's kind of what I'm getting at. If that's their Photoshop skills, then fucking hell.
Anyway, but yeah, we were kind of going off. I'm like, okay. The execution or whatever is not that great, but the idea behind it of like the custom, it's kind of cool. Like if you played a show and say like you had an album that your band came out with, or you got like you paid for a cool logo or something like that. Having that probably if you had bigger amps, it makes a little bit more sense. Like maybe like some 412s or 810s that had like the new band logo on it. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
And you just like, I don't know how much it is, $100 or something like that. Put that on there, and then you just kind of tape it to, or Velcro it to the amp. I'm like, yeah, that looks cool. So it's basically you're playing the amp, but it's now also acting like a banner. Because we got a banner for the band, and it's cool, but it was such a pain in the ass to hang up when we played. So hanging up a banner takes up more setup time, right?
Yeah.
Whereas your amps that you're already gonna fucking use, have those be your banner. Boom, done.
Yeah, that's kind of
And then just kick drum too, which this company also makes. It's like kick drum logo. I always thought was fucking so cool. It's like such a like in my head pro thing to do.
You would always do like the vinyl, right? The vinyl stickers.
Yeah, I got like 4 of them in my room here from different logos.
Well, so dark in there, no one can see.
They're off camera, but yeah, so it's just like different logos for the band, and they could be like a 1-color or 2-color kind of thing. Make it easy just to identify the band through our different like stages. If we had different the different logos. I know when we did the Cutting Ties, Cutting Losses font, which is more that classic kind of font. That was one that we kind of ran with for a while. The original like Death Rattle that we had for Plane. the black and white one, or sorry, the black and red one.
Yeah.
So, I'm totally down. I am with it for kick drums, and for amps, I'm like, it's kind of more of a band if you're gonna have a bigger amp. Like I probably wouldn't put it on an 8015 1x12. Nobody's gonna see it.
Super small.
Like eventually, like I said, eventually I'm gonna have a band, and hopefully we play a gig or something. But I'm like, oh, it'd be kind of cool. And then, I mean, who knows? But it may be if Johnny still wants to play when I get the shit together. But I'm like, oh, he's like, oh, he's even thinking about getting a small 2x12 or 2x10 dark glass cab. He's like,
yeah.
So we both would have tiny amps, and we'd play shows. I'm like, we couldn't. But like, hey, I'm coming out with my new band, Brian. Formerly playing without a pilot. Got my new band. Let's get our like logo on these amps. And it's like the print is like this big. It's like smaller than the print that Johnny bought you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would have to be like a go big, go home kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I've just been talking out my ass here. What do you think about him?
No, I do like the idea. I've every time I see them on, like say like either band's theme or their artwork, album artwork, I think it's really cool to see. I've talked about it before, but I could not find a picture. But they had, let's see, the matches. They had 3 amps on stage, and they had the same graphic basically of like telephone poles with their wires going across. Yeah. So it's always stuck with me, and I can never find a picture. I'm guessing they toured their whole tour with those. You know, they were with Plus 44.
Yeah.
And I even saw those amps again on another show that they played for promoting the same record, basically. But yeah, it was cool. They had red and then the black background of someone painted it on there. I'm guessing by like, it looked like almost house paint, but it was on the actual cloth. And so they left the negative space was the actual telephone poles, and so the rest of it was just like the sky, and the ground was all red. So, but you could see, I don't know. Anyways, that's cool. I do like that. I remember, but when it's executed bad, still, I remember I had another band that we play with a lot. Actually, they had like shitty banners made or something, and they just draped like it almost looked like a towel over the front of like their 810. It just, or someone, I think they even borrowed the 810.
Yeah.
I won't say the band name, but who cares? Whatever.
Well,
I mean,
you can say it. I'll bleep it out.
So
God, yes. Okay. And it was like very kiddie artwork because like they were our
like
age
preschoolers. Yeah.
Yeah, because their album artwork looks like it was like hand drawn by like a kid, and they were early 20s.
Looks very unprofessional. It's like, okay, we get that's kind of what you guys, the theme you guys are going for. We have a dinosaur
on here and a robot, and they look like kiddie drawn things. And I'm like,
yeah.
And I mean, they were trying to appeal to playing to all ages crowd, so like they're, I remember that, and it was like kind of maybe similar type of thing like this, where it's like it's not a replacement cloth, but it's like you pin it to. I don't know.
Yeah.
They probably duct taped it or something like to their amp.
Yeah, I think they literally just put the amp on top of it, so just draped over.
Yeah, flopping around.
It wasn't even over like the full head, and it was literally it looked really awkward.
And they had nice amps too. It was like an Ampeg Classic 810 rig. So I'm like, that's such a. And then you just shit it up.
Yeah.
And then the other guy had like a Mesa Boogie, I think, Roadster head. So it's like kind of like just below the Road King, but still like high up there. Like 150 watt Mesa dual rectifier deal and brand new 412 cab. I'm like, damn. And then you just drape this bullshit on it.
So yeah, it can be good and bad. It's gotta be tasteful though. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
The execution has to be good. So I would assume, hopefully, that this company gave him a shout out. Vintage Logos. Hopefully they do a good job. But I mean, even if they don't, whatever, fuck them. Fuck them. I remember seeing, and he still has the cab MXPX. They would have like the Pakanacha Punk as like the Japanese rising sun on one of the bass cabs, and then the sun split out to all the cabs on stage.
That's cool.
Or no, I think it was maybe on the kick drum. So that was the Rising Sun was on the kick drum. So big Pakanacha head. So like this guy here.
Glad you have that as an example on your body.
Yep. So I have that there, and that was the sun. So the rays would go to all the cabs, and I thought that's pretty cool. And so back when like Mike Herrera was playing like 4, 8, 10 cabs, you know.
Yeah.
And then Tom was playing like I think 8, 412 Mesa cabs. They had just that big stage, you know.
Yeah.
And that was I think it was an old Tone Mob episode when he was on, Tom from MXPX. He talked about like, yeah, we had a rep over at Mesa, so there was like a point where it's like we were off tour, and then the guy hit me up. He's like, hey, we have a bunch of these cabs for like $150 a piece, like 10 cabs fully loaded with like one speaker is worth $150. He's like, no, you can have them, we'll just ship them to your next gig. He's like, yeah, do it. Give me 8 of them.
Damn.
So he's like, or what? It's such a huge amount, and then that's when they started doing like the stage, like jumping off the amps. He's like, okay, cool. So we'd get like the big ass Mesa cabs, which are heavy, and then they strap lock them, like, you know, truck strap them down so they're not, they're all one unit. So he's like, yeah, we would just jump off of them all the time. He's like, back when I was a younger man, I would do that. So it's kind of cool. It's like back in the day, I'm like, oh, if you were a Mesa, artist, they would just hit you up. I'm like, hey, we have these cabs just at the warehouse. Do you want them? $100? And it's like, so they still bought them essentially, but it's like killer deals. He's like, now he's like tours with like just a Marshall half stack if he can for local shows, and whatever backline they can get. And like, I don't know, get it.
It's already too big.
Yeah,
half stack
is too big.
Much.
Yeah, and they're playing big shows, at least 500-600 people. So it's like they can get away with more, but he's like, no, you don't need more. What we're talking about?
I don't know.
I guess we're done here. I think I was gonna say something else, but fuck it.
Save it for next time.
Yeah. All right. Let's get on out of here. So we're kind of ending on time here. So thanks for tuning into the Tone Jerks podcast. Make sure I bleep out that name of that band.
Whatever.
Yeah. Just I don't want to directly talk shit about something. Anyways, thanks for tuning into the Tone Jerks podcast. If you like what you hear, you can follow along on social media. We're on Instagram at the Tone Jerks, and then we have a Facebook group linked in the description. And then also you could just search the Tone Jerks on Facebook. We have a page, but join the group. It's a lot of fun over there. And then,
I'd like to say, hold on, before you get into that, we've done stupid shit also. Okay, so
yeah.
We've been unprofessional on stage. And,
we've shit ourselves on stage. It's been at shows.
You did too? All right. Continue with your spiel. We're not perfect, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. So if we do talk
shit.
But
we like to talk shit still. So.
But we'll definitely pull the barrels back and hit us in the face. The barrels bent back?
Barrels bent back?
Yeah, so what is it? Rate us, like us, hopefully 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I believe that's called Apple Podcasts. And then if you really like what you hear, you can help support the show on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. But if you double down for $2 a month, you get an extra episode every week. And subscribe on YouTube. We are doing video podcasts. I got a video coming out this week for that guitar. So keep an eye on that space. The video podcasts, I like them. They're cool. I spend the time to do them, so please watch them and like us. I'm just begging at this point. Anyways, back to Patreon. So you get the bonus episodes just for $2 a month, and then for minimum $1 a month, you get a shout out on the podcast. Kyle, you got a list over there?
I got it.
All these huge shout outs, sizable acknowledgments. Kyle, why don't you give it to?
I got Andrew Walsh from Andrew's Alcove and the Second Button podcast.
Oh, yeah.
To Seinfeld, listen along, watch along podcast that Brian does with Andrew. We got Abe Newman, Michael Newman, Nicholas Payson, Nicholas Ogburn, Doug King, Doug Christ from 37 Effects, Masters of the Cinematic Universe, and also the Just Surprising podcast.
There you go.
Shut up. Joe from Like My Pedals and Masters of the Cinematic Universe, and also Just Surprise Me.
I've got fucking two things to do on this show. Talk shit about old bands and read names on the podcast. I won't let you stop me.
We got Will Lehue, also from the Just Surprise Me podcast. We have Tony DeGraw from the Signal Path podcast. We have...
There's also him and Joe have the Texas State Boggle Champs podcast, which is a King of the Hill kind of watch-along podcast, similar to like the same vein of like what Andrew and I do to Second Button. So it's like episode breakdown. Yeah. It's pretty good. It's a good listen. So I binged that today. They got 6 episodes, so it's easy to do at the moment. It's definitely making me want to watch King of the Hill again. But they kind of do a good breakdown. They have clips and shit like that in the show. So check out those guys.
Nice. I'll have to type that in. I'll have to add that to the list.
I think it's
Jesus
Texas.
Christ.
I think I said the name once. It's like Boggle State Champions. I'm like, that's not that. I think it's Texas State Boggle. I was listening to it. Let me pull it up. Texas State Boggle Champs.
All right.
Champions. Fuck.
We have all right, you done? Are you done?
I'm just bumbling through their name. Yeah. It is a good podcast.
We have RJ Smith from Teletalks, also Stream Talk Repeat.
I was listening to it.
Yeah. Jamie Davis.
No, you can't see it.
We got Holden Johnson. Oh yeah, Johnny Ray. Jason Fuzzmonger. Steve Rao from 60 Cycle Hum. Kevin E. Quits from E. Quits Guitars. Co Schneider from Night Tides. Vote again, I guess. If you did, do it again.
I think their final vote is
already
passed. But, follow his band.
Follow them. Get involved. Tell him how much you love him.
Makes good music.
And how he needs to get an SVT Classic 810 instead of his Micro VR or whatever it is. Okay?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
All right.
He's got a Sarek bass. Or he's playing one in that band. It's a pretty sweet bass, yeah. Like,
I didn't see that yet.
Yeah. Or maybe I'm making it up. Maybe I'm just dreaming about Co.
Yeah.
Possibly.
You're having a Co down. Alvaro Viramontes, Brian Nutter of Nutter Guitars,
a Co job.
Mel Chibson of Chibson Guitars, Sean Arbo from Gun Street Wiring Shop, Sean Fahey of Shadowhounds, Sean Wright from Lollygagger Effects, Juan Ortiz from Tone Hungry Effects, the very popular, the very large and in charge, Mike Oxbig.
Oh, yeah.
Followed by his cousin, Hugh G-Rection.
They're play cousins.
Yeah, they're
not real cousins. They're play cousins.
I don't want to know how those two play.
Boom, boom, boom.
And then we got a new player to the to the action. Yusuf fucking Cuck.
When you're around those guys, yeah.
We got Zach Hale, Eric Merrill from Elm Effects, Scott Hamilton from the Effects Loop podcast, Tim Noah from Bardic Audio Devices, Jonathan Jerezik from 12th Hour Devices, Tyler Rhines from Tyler KC Riffs on Instagram, Matthew Fenslaw from everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
He's your next door neighbor, probably. Michael McVeigh. I wish he was. Michael McVeigh and Matthew Davis. And that is the list.
There we go. All right. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye. I don't know why I slammed my hand down.
Thank you.
Like, bye.